So, the college football season is a little over 200 days away. There are a lot of kids who we anticipate to step on the field for their respective schools. There are a lot of kids, many from the same school. And what I'm going to do in this video is tell you guys my most highly anticipated debuts for the 2022 college football season. Now, in the comments below, you guys can let me know if you agree with some of the guys that I had. Do you have any different players that you're anticipated to see step on the field in week 1 or whatever week it is next season for your team? Let me know all that down below in the comments. Let's talk about it. But you guys are watching the CFL podcast. I'm your host, Kobe Orr. Let's get straight into it. Now, the first guy that I'm going to talk about is without a doubt my most favorite prospect out of any HBCU class, like in just period. Like, he's my favorite prospect in the 2022 class. He goes by the name of Marquis Bradley. Marquis Bradley, 6'1", 195 pounds, and a quarterback from Gaffney, South Carolina, the legendary Gaffney High School, the Indians, right? Those guys have an amazing program down there. Now, at 6'1", 195, he has one of the longest wingspans in his class. On top of that, he's an athletic freak because he runs a 4.4 40. Like, he's 6'1", 200 pounds, basically, and runs a 4.4 with one of the longest wingspans you've ever seen, right? So those wingspans gives him pretty much the upper hand in those 50-50 ball situations. On top of that, man, he has great ball tracking ability, right? He high points the football, impressive feet, great mechanics. This is a kid who I believe can get playing time in this freshman season. This is the kid who I've went on record saying in my video on him that he's going to be a draft pick when developed by Buddy Pugh. Notice I said when and not if, because Buddy Pugh knows how to develop talent. Him and his staff, they know how to develop talent. So Marquis Bradley's number one, favorite prospect. Can't wait to see him step on the field. He's most anticipated for me. I just want to continue to let you guys know about him. By the way, this is in no particular order. No particular order at all. Next up, man, we got Eden James, staying in the MEAC, right? Eden James, the son of legendary NFL running back, Hall of Famer, Jaren James. That's right. Jaren James' son is now a freshman at Howard University. Now, listen, bro. Eden is 5'10", 180 pounds, and he's from Port St. Lucie, Florida. What I love about Eden James is that he's very shifty. Right? He can bounce in and out of the holes. He knows the nuances of the running back position. He knows how to block. He knows how to catch out of the backfield. And of course, he knows how to tote that rock. Most of the reason being is because his father, who actually told a journal who was interviewing him about his son, that he went on record saying his son is going to be the most prepared freshman in Howard's class. Not only in Howard's class, but one of the most prepared freshmen in the FCS class. The reason being is because he's taught his son everything he needs to know for that position. He went on record saying he taught his son the nuances of the running back position. He's going to be far ahead than many other freshman prospects, period. His father said that, and I, for one, believe him, right? Because what better teacher to have than your own father, right, who can spend all day teaching you how to play this position, what you need to do better and everything like that. On top of him being like a Hall of Famer, like, he knows what he's talking about. Now, next up, Kareem Burke. I made a video on Kareem Burke, but it got corrupted, right? So I had to take that down. But Mr. Kareem Burke is the one of the newest additions to the FAMU roster. FAMU really got them one with this kid, because when I tell you he is a playmaker like no other, he really is. So listen, Kareem Burke is 6 foot, 165 pounds, and he's a 3-star prospect. Now listen, Kareem is a playmaker. Xavier Smith will be at FAMU for another year. I know that now because I thought he was leaving, but he's going to be there for one more year. After he leaves, Kareem Burke takes that position. I think Kareem Burke steps on the field his freshman year. I think he gets playing time this freshman year. What I'm saying is, after Xavier leaves, look for him to be that guy, right? Because what Kareem Burke can do is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal athlete, a true playmaker, right? One who just comes out. I really think he could be the guy who gets the flow going for your offense, right? The emotional kind of like you know how you need that guy to make a play to get everybody riled up. That's what I think Kareem can be. That's what I think Kareem can be. So I'm very excited to see Kareem Burke next season in his role, whatever that role may be, when he gets on the field, because this kid does nothing but make plays at all. Now, after Kareem, obviously you got Mr. Travis Hunter. No introduction needed. You know who Travis Hunter is, the #1 player in the country, and that's undisputed at this point. Generational talent, absolute playmaker from Collins Hills, Georgia, right? At 6'1", 165 pounds, he plays both ways. Him and Nugget are going to be locked down at Jackson State. And he has the most anticipated debut of any other kid in the FCS by far. Everybody's eyes week 1 is going to be on Travis Hunter when they play Miami versus Florida A&M in that Orange Blossom Classic. It's going to be very interesting to see if he dominates and live up to the expectations, the lofty expectations that we all have for him. So Travis, human cheat code, generational talent. We know all this by now. Can't wait to see what he does. But that's a given. That's a given, right? Next up, Maurice Washington, the former 4-star prospect and transfer from Nebraska University. Now, I don't know why he left Nebraska, but during his time there, he was he was that guy. You saw the flashes of greatness, right? You seen his skill set being put on display. He's fast, he's elusive, right? His highlights kind of remind me of if you ever seen Friday Night Lights, Booby Miles himself, how they made him look in that video like he's just dodging everything, moving, just sheer God-given ability. Man, this kid will light up your defense if you let him. And the fact that Hugh Jackson and Grambling State has him, it's a little scary because it's a lot scary because they have the top running back depth, running back room in the SWAC, in one of the top running back rooms in the FCS. So listen, Maurice Washington is a kid we can't wait to see. Not just me. I know the Graham fam definitely can't wait to see him, right? So after Maurice, then we go back to FAMU because we got Mr. Jeremy Musa. Now, a lot of people are speculating that Rashawn McKay will not be the starter next season. We don't know that. It's going to be a battle. Nothing's going to be given, right? But Jeremy Musa is coming from Vanderbilt, the SEC. He's faced a lot better competition on a weekly basis. What he can do, we don't know yet. But from what I've seen from his JUCO highlights, right, because he didn't get much playing time at Vanderbilt, but what I've seen from his JUCO highlights is that he's really like that. He's really like that because now I think he's a little bit more mobile than Rashawn McKay. The way he's able to maneuver that pocket, the arm that he has, right, the poise that he has in the pocket. It's going to be very interesting to see who wins that battle. But I think it's going to be Jeremy Musa. And when he steps on that field, week 1 versus that Jackson State defense, we'll see just what kind of quarterback he is, how poised he is, and, who comes out on top, because that's a highly anticipated matchup. Most people still believe that game is going to decide the SWAC, who's going to represent the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl. After that, we go back to the MEAC because we got Mr. Nasir Clark, who comes from Eastern Carolina University. Nasir Clark is a guy who I did a video on a few weeks back. Nasir Clark is coming to Delaware State, one of the top defenses in the MEAC, and he's made them exceptionally stronger because they already have 6'4" Romel Harris Freeman. They already have Asias Guthrie, the star safety. Now on the other side, you got Nasir Clark, who is an absolute beast in bump and run and man coverage. Like, who do you want to throw to? Pick your poison. That's what this kid is, right? Good range, right? Good size. He needs to put on more weight. He looks a little skinny. Well, at least he did, during his freshman time at Eastern Carolina. But Nasir Clark will be that guy. Make no mistake about it. So whoever decides to throw on them, whoever Delaware State plays and they decide to throw on them, good luck to you. That's all I'm going to say, because this is a team who was 26 points away from being in the Celebration Bowl instead of South Carolina State. That was a very close game. So listen, Nasir Clark is a kid who you should keep your eyes out for if you want to pay more attention to the MEAC. I'm telling you right now. Next up, man, almost done with the list. Jaren Williams. Now, see, Jaren, as a matter of fact, I have to say Jaren Williams and Quincy Casey. I have to say both of them because it's not a given to Jaren because Quincy, we know, is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the SWAC. We just want to see him play for a whole season, and he has not gotten that opportunity yet. So whoever gets that job between him and Jaren, yes, I am very much pumped to see what they do because Coach Maynard and that offensive coordinator that they have are geniuses on offense. Not so much on defense, but on offense. So whatever they're able to do with those weapons that they got, all those big weapons that they got, and now with either Jaren or QC at the helm, I can't wait to see A&M return to the top where they were just a season ago, where back in the spring, where those guys were champions, SWAC champions. So can't wait to see that. I need to see who starts between one of these two, though. But Jaren coming from Miami, right, being the absolute dog that he is, he's bigger, he runs more, right? When you want to talk about arm talent, I'm going to give that to Quincy every time. But Jaren is no slouch either. So those two guys, whoever wins out of those two guys, is what I'm excited to see. And last but not least, we're taking it back to Orangeburg, South Carolina. Mr. Cyrus Ellison, the 6'4", freakish wide receiver that's coming right from Pamplico, South Carolina. Y'all listen. Cyrus Ellison is a baby A.J. Brown. That's what he is. That's what he's going to be for South Carolina State, right? And when Shaquan Davis leaves, which will happen in like 2 more years, now you got Cyrus who's going to come in and be that top guy. But while Shaquan is there, oh my goodness, him and Cyrus, that's a dynamic duo that you're going to have. Corey Fields, they went out and surrounded Corey with so many weapons. They got him so many weapons, right? So with Cyrus, freakish athlete, high points the ball in the highest point, right? I can't speak enough about how he's able to just win 50-50 ball situations. That's him in a nutshell. Even though his productions and stats may not show it from his senior year, right? Because he had like 27 receptions for 436 yards, if I'm not mistaken. He's still very dynamic. And if he can put those stats up in his freshman year, that's a good year for him. That's a good year for him, right? But what I'm saying is, might gotta improve on his route running a little bit, just a little bit. But he's not bad in that either. He's a baby A.J. Brown who, when you throw the ball up to him, he gonna come down with it every time. Because looking at his frame, he looks college ready right now. Cyrus Ellison will be that guy. Mark my words. The next big receiver for South Carolina State. I'm saying it. Him and Shamonte Burgess, as a matter of fact. But that is my list, guys, for the most anticipated debuts in HBCU football. Cannot wait for the season to get here. It's so far away still. Like, I need it to hurry up. I need this to happen. I want this to happen. This season is going to be more anticipated than last year. So yeah, and I know y'all agree. So listen, if you have any disagreements, like I said, let me know down in the comments below, right? I would really appreciate it. If you agree with some of the kids that I said, let me know down in the comments below. I genuinely appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm out. Peace.